We'll never forget how you saved us from Ankotar's crazy magic. What can I do for you? I say, live and let live. It was an unfortunate accident, and he helped make it right. Others in the village are not so forgiving, though. I don't blame him for keeping to himself. Bye.
Okay, Durham. Where are you? You in one of these buildings, then? Oh, you're in the inn?
Thank you, thank you. I can't tell you how good it feels to be able to see myself again. My sisters, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind if they had stayed invisible. Ah, me. Friend, you are welcome at the Ayleswell Inn anytime. Free of charge. We haven't seen him since that whole invisibility mess. I hope it stays that way.
Okay. So,
Good day.
place I can sleep for free. Got
Why
it.
do you bother me? Oh, it's you. My brother goes on and on about you. I know you saved us and everything, but it does get tiresome after a while. Typical Altmer. Thinks the whole world is made for his convenience. If I had my way, we'd go down there and burn him out. Let him find some other place for his little experiments. Go bother
Western
someone else.
Cyrodiil is called Cologne.
Entirely disagree
And
with that
You
assessment.
really enjoy this whole hero thing, don't you? Everybody fawning all over you. I'm not like that.
Okay.
If he's smart, he'll keep out of my way. High elf and a mage to boot, the worst kind of arrogance. I'm done talking to you.
Yeah, Khajiit
Well
mages
met.
are far superior.
You look like a bright one. Hey, you're the one who made us visible again, right? Good show. High mountain ranges rise to the borders in the north and east, and marshes and rainforest extend to the southeast borders. Oh, don't get me wrong, some of my best friends are elves. But self-important jerks like Ankotar give them all a bad name. Good day.
What do you want? What is it?
Heard any news from the other provinces?
Okay, fine, I'm leaving. Jeez. What is this? Oh? Okay, how do I study the book some more then? Greetings, novitiate, and no first or reassurance. Mankar Kamaran was once like you, asleep, unwise, protonymic. We mortals leave the dreaming sleep of birth the same, unmantled save for the symbiosis with our mothers, thus to practice and thus to reproachment. Till finally we might, through new eyes, leave our hearths without need or fear that she remains behind. In this moment we destroy her forever and enter the domain of Lord Dagon. Reader, this book is your door to that domain. And though you be a destroyer, you must still submit to locks. Lord Dagon would only have those clever enough to pause. All else the Orbis claims in their fool running. Walk first, heed. The impatience you feel is your first slave to behead. Enter as Lord Dagon has written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Know that then you are royalty, a new breed of destroyer, whose garden shall flood with flowers known and unknown as it was in the mythic dawn. Thus shall you return to your first primal wail and yet come out different. It shall this time be Symbiosis, master akin to master, whose mother is miasma. Every quarter has known us, and none bore our passing except with trembling. Perhaps you came to us through war, or study, or shadow, or the alignment of certain snakes. Though each path matters in its kind, the prize is always thus. Welcome, novitiate. That you are here at all means that you have the worthiness of kings. Seek thy pocket now and look. There is the first key, glinting with the light of a new dawn. Night follows day, and so know that this primary insight shall fall alike unto the turbulent evening sea where all faiths are tested. Again, a reassurance. Even the usurper went under the Iliac before he rose up to claim his fleet. Fear only for a second. Shaken belief is like water for a purpose. In the garden of the dawn we shall breathe the real realities. Enter as Lord Dagon has written, come slow and bring 4 keys. Our order is based on the principles of this mighty razor, novitiate, questing knight, chaplain, and master. The evil ones burn in its light as if by the excess of our vision. Then shalt our knowledge go aright. However, recall that your sight is yet narrow, and while you have the invitation, you have not the address. My own summons came through a book Lord Dagon wrote himself in the deserts of rust and moons. Its name is the Mysterium Xarxes, Aldmeritata aggregate. Forefather to the wife of Enigma, each word is razor-fed and secret, thinner than cataclysms, tarnished like red drink. That I mention it all is testament to your new rank, my child. Your name is now cut into its weight. Palace, hut, or cave, you have left all the fog worlds of perception behind. Numancia, liberty, rejoice in the promise of paradise. Endlessly it shall form and reform around you, these as entities, all systems only an hour before they bloom to zero sums, flowering like vestments, divine raiment worn to dance at Lord Dagon's feet. In his first arm a storm, his second the rush of plague drain, the third all the tinder of Anu, and the fourth the very eyes of Bodholm. Feel uplifted in thine heart that you have this first key, for it shall strike high and low into the worm-rot of false heavens. Roaring I wandered until I grew hoarse with the gospel. I had read the mysteries of Lord Dagon, and feeling anew went mad with the overflow. My words found no purchase until I became hidden. These were not the words for the common of Tamriel, whose clergy long ago feigned the very existence of the dawn. Learn from my mistake. Know that humility was Moncor Cameron's original wisdom. Come slow, and bring 4 keys. Offering myself to that daybreak allowed the girdle of grace to contain me. When all voice returned, it spoke with another tongue. After 3 nights, I could speak fire. Red drink, razor fed, I had glimpsed the path unto the garden, and knew that to inform others of its harbor, I had to first drown myself in Search's sea. Know ye that I have found my fleet, and that you are the flagship of my hope. Greetings, novitiate. Mankar Cameron was once you, asleep, unwise, protonymic, but am no more. Now I sit and wait to feast with thee on all the worlds of this cosmos. Numancia, liberty. Book 2. Whosoever findeth this document, I call him brother. Answers or liberations, where the slaves of Malbiog that came to know Numantia cast down their jailer King Mostiak, which the Xarxus Mysterium calls the Arcane. Mostiak, whose carcass was dragged to the streets by his own bone walkers, and whose flesh was opened on rocks thereon, and those angels who loved him no longer did drink from his honeyed ichors, screaming, "Let all know free will, and do as they will." Our coming was foretold, my brother, by the Lord Dagon in his Book of Razors. You are the next to come as idols drop away from you one by one. You are exalted in eyes that have not yet set on you. You, swain to well-travelled, to shatter of mantles. You, brother, are to sit with me in paradise and be released of all unknowns. Indeed, I shall show you his book and its foul and many-feathered rubric, so that you can put into symbols what you already know. The sphere of destruction is but the milk of the enslaved. I fault not your stumbling, for they are expected and given grace by the oils. I crave not your downfalls, though without them you might surpass me even in the coming earth of all infinities. Lord Dagon wishes you no ills but the momentous, and as he wants, you must want, and so learn from the pages of God this, the ritual of want. Whisper to earth and earth, where the meddlers take no stones except to blood, as blood is blood, and to the cracking of bone as bone is bone, and so to crack and answer and fall before the one and one. I call you dragon as brother and king. Aids of Dro, 7 and 7, draught by oil, 1 and 1, circles drawn by wet Dibelites, 3 concentric, and let their lower blood fall where it may. A birth watched by blackbirds, hearthfire first, and cant the following when your hearing becomes blurred. Enraptured, he who finally goes unrecorded. Recorded, the slaves that without knowing turn the wheel. Enslaved, all the children of the Orbis as it is. Three. The tower touches all the mantles of heaven, brother novitiates, and by its apex one can be as he will, more, be as he was and yet changed for all else on that path for those that walk after. This is the third key of Numantia and the secret of how mortals become makers and makers back to mortals. The bones of the wheel need their flesh, and that is mankind's heirloom. Oathbreakers, beware, for their traitors run through the Nimic Pass, runner dogs of prolix gods. The dragon's blood have hidden ascension in 6,000 years of ethereal labyrinth, which is arena, which they yet deny is oath-bound. By the book, take this key, and pierce the divine shell that encloses the mantle takers, the skin of gold, scarab e orbix. Woe to the oath-breakers! Of the skin of gold, the Xarxus Mysterium says, "Be fooled not by the forlorn that ride astray the roadway, for they lost faith, and this losing was caused by the Aedra, who would know no other planets. Whereby the lords of Lord Dagon instructs us to destroy these faithless, eat or bleed dry the gone forlorn, and gain that small will that led them to the path of Godhead at the first. Spit out or burn to the side that which made them delay. Know them as the Nemoli. Every new limb is paid for by the underknown. See, brother, and give not more to the Hydra. Reader, you will sense a shadow choir soon. The room you're in right now will grow eyes and voices. The candle or spelllight you read but this by will become gateways for the traitors I have mentioned. Scorn them and fear not. Call them names, call out their base natures. I, the man carves stars, am with you, and I come to take you to my paradise where the tower traitors shall hang on glass racks until they smile with a new revolution. That is your ward against the Nemoli. They run blue through noise and shine only when the earth trembles with the eruption of the newly mantled. Tell them, go, Gartok al Nem, God is come, Numimora, Numidele Nem. Once you walk in the mythic, it surrenders its power to you. Myth is nothing more than first wants, unutterable truth. Ponder this while searching for the fourth key. Understand laws of the arcanature, will fall away like heat. First tower dictate, render the mutant bound where he may do no more harm. As god of the mundus, alike shall be his progeny, split from their divine sparks. We are 8, time 8 exarchs. Let the home of the Padamai see us his whole exit. Shim, those who know it can reshape the land. Witness the home of the Red King once jungled. He that enters paradise enters his own mother. Almaruma, the Orbis endeth in all ways. Endeth we seek through our dawn, all endeth. Falter now and become one with the wayside orphans that feed me. Follow and I shall adore you from inside. My first daughter ran from the Dagonite road. Her name was Ruma, and I ate her with no bread, and made another, which learned. And I love that one, and Blackthorns formed her twin behind all time. Starlight is your mantle, brother. Wear it to see by, and add its light to paradise. And one more. Bonus to mysticism. Okay. May the holder of the fourth key know the heart thereby. The Mundix Terrene was once ruled over solely by the tyrant Drow kings, each to their own dominion, and border wars fought between their slave oceans. They were akin to the time totems of old, yet evil, and full of mockery and profane powers. No one that lived did so outside of the sufferance of the Drows. I give my soul to the Magma Ge, saith the joyous in paradise, for they created Mehrunes the Razor in secret, in the very bowels of Lig, the domain of the upstart who vanishes. Though they came from diverse waters, each yet shared sole purpose. To artifice a prince of good, spinning his likeness in random swath, and imbuing him with Oblivion's most precious and scarce asset, hope. Deathlessly I intone from paradise, Mehrunes the thief-taker, Mehrunes the god-body, Mehrunes the red arms that went up, Numantia, liberty. Deny not that these days shall come again, my novitiates, for as Mehrunes threw down Lig and cracked his face, declaring each of the 19 and 9 and 9 oceans free, so shall he crack the serpent crown of the Cyrodiils and make federation. All will change in these days as it was changed in those. For by the magic word Numantia, a great rebellion rose up and pulled down the towers of Chimelgurgig. The Templars of the upstart were slaughtered, and blood fell like dew from the upper wards down to the lowest pits, where the slaves with the maniacal faces took chains and teeth to their jailers, and all hope was brushfire. Your dawn listens, my lord. Let all the Orbis know itself to be free. Mehrunes is come. There is no dominion save free will. Suns were riven as your red legion moved from Lig to the hinterlands of Chill, a legion for each Get, and Kori was thrown down, and Joff was thrown down, and Hormagail was crushed with cold salt, and forevermore called Hor. And so shall it be again under the time of Gates. Under the mires Malbiog was thrown down, that old city of chains, slaked in newborn warmth and set free. Galg and Morgalg were thrown down together in a single night of day, and shall it be again under the time of Gates. Nothing but woe for Nirn has become the pit, and 7 curses on its strow, the Vermain ni Mok. But for it the Crusades would be as my lord's creation. Get by the gay and do as you wilt, of no fetters but your own conscience. Know that your hell is broken, people of the Orbis, and praise the Numantia which is liberty. I am no more aware of what's going on than I was 5 seconds ago. I want that back. No, I want that on. I want that back on.
Oh!
Oh, it's attacking me. Oh, do we have another animal? I thought I took care of them. Okay. More invisible animals, apparently.